Tēnā koutou katoa. We're back with this week's video. I'm delighted to have Jim here from Year 13. We're well into that sort of end of year prize giving thing. Are you starting to reflect on 5 years at Wellington College and think about your next steps?
Yeah, it's been amazing actually. This last term in particular has been a real time for reflection. Sort of how the last 5 years have really changed. Looking back to where I was in Year 9, it's been quite amazing.
We had the Pō Whakanui on one night this week. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Tuesday
night, yep.
And it was a celebration of Te Kura Māori, a celebration of Māori students that study Māori, their achievements in our community, Jim. And I was so struck by your participation in that event. You won an award, Tokoreo Tokumapihi Mauria, thank you, an award for academic achievement. And what I heard was that you had no background in Te Reo Māori till you came to Wellington College, but you started studying it in Year 9. Can you reflect on that decision back now?
Yeah, it was an interesting decision. I guess it's a second generation New Zealander, so none of my parents were born in New Zealand. But yeah, in Year 9, I sort of looked at the electives list. I saw a lot of languages. A lot of them excited me, but I thought, if I'm going to live in New Zealand, I feel like it's not my job, but I think it's such a beautiful opportunity that someone like me, who's a Pākehā, who's come from a lineage of English and Scottish people from abroad, has this opportunity to learn about a completely different culture, completely different worldview, and that is all taught to me. It's really a taonga, it's a treasure from another culture that I have the opportunity of being gifted. And so, yeah, that's part of why I thought it was such an important thing to be learning as New Zealand.
And you've stuck with it. So, was that a difficult decision? Like each year there's a wide range of options. Like, did you feel like the pull to get into the STEM or get into other languages at different times? There's so many options here, it's sometimes difficult to make a choice.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't always been an easy subject, but I feel like I kind of fell in love with it from the start, to be honest. I feel like, yeah, Year 9 straight out the gate, and I think that's partly due to Mātua Jono, who's been my teacher for the past 5 years in a row. He did just such an incredible job at making it very approachable, but also something that was so interesting, and every period that we went to, there was something new that I was learning that wasn't just about saying another word, but being able to see another perspective, or he would ask us questions that didn't necessarily have one simple answer. So I think it was hard, but Māori's always been a priority for me because of that.
Jim, one of the changes since you started is that in Year 9 now all our students study half a year of Te Reo Māori and half a year of another language. They don't have to choose Te Reo Māori against another language. So what advice would you give to our Year 8, Year 9 students who are just starting out on this Te Reo journey?
My advice would just be stick with it, to be honest. It's not, I mean, all languages are tricky. Māori is exactly the same. But I think the benefits that you receive from when you've obtained a level of fluency, a level of understanding, it's something that you can't really see before you know it, but once you get there,
there's this deep feeling of satisfaction.
Exactly. And it's something that, looking back, especially in reflecting, looking back on the past 5 years, it's something that I'm very, very grateful for, that I stuck with it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for the inspiration. So next year, 2021, what are your plans?
Next year's going off to Vic for psychology, Māori studies, and media studies.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So a really rich combination of things, and lots of connections, I would imagine, between those three disciplines.
Yep, exactly. And definitely keeping up that connection to Te Ao Māori as well. Yeah.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for your contribution to the Wellington College community over the time that you've been here, over the 5 years, and congratulations on the acknowledgements you've had this week. And we just encourage all of us to keep trying to grow our Te Reo Māori and our understanding of tikanga Māori, this taonga that you've described. So thank you so much for being on this video. Just grabbed you at the last minute, so I really appreciate it. Okay, ka kite everyone. Have a great weekend.